The Red Devil. Honestly, I took a couple days break from it. Next, I want to start doing the sub-assembly on the rear fins. I got to add a couple of parts, and basically what I want to do after I get the majority of the big parts on, go back in. I got to sand the front landing gear door because it won't fit right. And just a few other little places I want to sand, and then basically once I get that done, and I'll start painting the cockpit, put the figure in, paint the figure, and then put the canopy on, mask that off, and then I'll be able to paint everything. But before I do that, I want to get everything sanded and puttied that I need to on it, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll. But that's where I stand on the Red Devil. The X-Wing. It's putty duty time. After last I left on that, I took a tulip, filled in the gap, and then just took red putty, and I use Dynatron red putty in the big tube, and you don't need much. So I added putty on around here on the fuselage on both sides. I'm waiting that dry. I'm probably going to add a little bit more. If you can see, it kind of wants to sink in just a tad, so I'll probably add a little bit more, and then I'll just sand all that smooth, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll on it. One thing I was asked to do, if I could do it, and that was to add more detail on it, especially the panel lines, and asked if I could scribe it. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to scribe it on here, is once I get it painted, I want to take a number 2 pencil and actually just draw on the panel lines and draw on detail, and I think that will be very subtle, and it'll look much more nicer than scribing a bunch of panel lines. But that's where I got so far on the X-Wing. Hopefully I'll get most of this sanded in a few days, and then I'll be able to shoot everything with primer, and then add a couple more details and sand the sides of the base. I did get the laser cannons puttied, and they just need to be sanded. I'll probably add a little bit more, just a little more putty on it, and then sand it on in a couple days, and be ready to shoot them in some primer. And then basically we rocking and rolling and painting and detailing. And then I still need to fix that, which I just haven't done yet, but I'm just waiting until I get all the putty done on it. So that's where I stand on that. The David, I don't know where I left off on that, but I did get the fin down to the correct height to match the rudder. So I'm just waiting to basically prime it and then paint it. I want to find a base where I can actually put them little ship models they use, where they put the two little brass little plugs and put it on a wood base. That's pretty much what I want to do with it, but I'll get that painted yet, and we'll get that displayed just right. So I'm working on it. The Keldon, I did get my plugs ready to be vacuum formed. You're basically going to get 5 pieces. It's actually 3. You're going to get the 2 fins that go in the back here, and you're going to get the bottom of the fins, and then you're going to get the top of the Keldon, which is I call it a big sensor dome. It'll fit like that, and then your fins will basically feel like that. But this will be a vacuum form kit, very simple. You will have to cut out a new bottom for the sensor deal out of sheet styrene, and then glue it on, and you'll be having a variant of the Cardassian Gaylor class ship. However, mine's a Keldon style. Mine's not an exact replica. I wanted to make a little bit of a variant just so mine will be different out there, and these will be available in the store. And speaking of that, people ask me, where can you get stuff like this? You can go to bradhareproductions.com, and I've always been told I need to mention that a few times, which I'll probably do in later episodes. But yesterday, the Earth versus the Flying Saucer came in, and I love classic science fiction, so I've been messing with that, which I should be messing with other people's models, but classic science fiction, just love it. What I want to do on this is I wanted to make where the saucer crashed into the Washington Monument like in the movie. So what I did is I'm going to make a 3-piece, I'm going to make the Washington Monument in 3 pieces, which is going to be about 18 inches tall. So it should be pretty good in scale with the 5-inch saucer. And you're going to have a top, middle, and a bottom. And the bottom will be closer to where the saucer actually crashes into it. And just for example, something like that. And I think that'll be a unique piece. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's what I got going on today. More on the Earth versus the Flying Saucers, which that's on deck right at this moment. More on the Red Devil, more on the X-Wing, more on the David and the Kelton conversion coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.